Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching and Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. We continue our World Class Championship Wrestling foray, and we are in the summer of 1983. I've actually watched up through December, so hopefully going to post a good bit of content for you tonight. But we are going to journey back into the month of August in 1983, and things are starting to heat up for a variety of reasons. Hopefully, you've been with us through the entire journey. There's over, I think, 75 or so episodes for you, and we go into an open with a Jose Lothario versus Chris Adams match. Adams, who has been a standout for the last several months in the area, is challenged by Lothario here. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the biggest challenge he's ever had, but similar styles, and a match with Lothario does lead him to quite a, kind of upgrade a little bit in the fact that he has a lot of cachet in the area, and Adam certainly has been dominant throughout, and he gets a series of holds on Lothario. Lothario, the better striker, although we do see later in the match he puts on a bear hook that's kind of sloppy, but when it comes to speed, when it comes to endurance, by far Chris Adams is the guy. And then when it comes to more of the striking style, Lothario is the guy. So clash of styles, and the crowd is solidly pretty split, although a little more going to Adams, I think, because he has the quicker style and the more, enjoyable style for 1983 to watch. A kick on the pass by Adams gives him the advantage, and we see several more minutes of action. It is clear that Adams is destined for some good things in the area, and we don't necessarily know what those are, but he does take a bit of a drubbing at the end as both guys come up. The referee says this is a time limit draw. Both men are respectful of each other in the draw. We move on to Kevin Von Erich, reflecting on his championship loss to Jimmy Garvin. And again, we see a lot of Garvin in this era as well. Obviously talks about things getting under his skin and the like. Garvin up with Mike Bond, or Mike Reed as of yet. Reed and Bond, both enhancement talents, easy to confuse. Sunshine out, and we certainly see that Garvin is willing to do whatever is necessary. We see he's pointing to his championship belt and very flamboyant. At one point saying that he will defend the championship as often as possible. He is one to slow down the tempo of the match whenever he possibly can, using the top rope hot shot, or the, top rope strand hot shot. And Garvin does not want to waste any motion, doesn't want to fight any more than he absolutely has to, and that is perfectly clear. We do see Garvin get the victory here in relatively handy fashion, but I mean, what else is one to expect, as Garvin is probably one of the top 2 or 3 pushed heels in the area at the time. Of course, they run a smaller roster size than is average, but he goes forth and hits his finish and gets a victory there. We move on to another Von Erich's Freebirds series matchup as Buddy Roberts faces Kerry Von Erich. Von Erich, who is still smarting over the lost to Ric Flair several months back. Roberts, who's still wearing the headgear from the loss of his hair. They sure did get a lot out of that. Of course, Kerry would later go on to be the world champion for a couple of days. But here, using very basic maneuvers, head scissors, and grapevines, headlocks, and the like, trying to get the headgear off of Roberts. Doesn't quite get it done, but Kerry's not willing to take a backward step here, and uses power slams. Actually, see Kerry go to the top rope with a top rope elbow drop, reverse elbow drop, which is rare for Kerry Von Erich. We see the discus punch miss, and Kerry up and over the back goes for a roll up, and is able to garner a victory off of the roll up. So Kerry certainly victorious there. We then move to our main event, or the main match of the card. Boris Zukov against Bruiser Brody. Brody not here too terribly much longer, maybe a couple more weeks, but Zukov is obviously your traditional Russian style guy, not willing to take a backward step. But Brody isn't either. Brody using his power and dominance early here, and he certainly doesn't waste any motion, kicks, stomps. A lot of striking-based offense that may look weak by today's standards, but for that time, Brody, one of the better guys at working a stronger style without terribly hurting people. Of course, Brody known for not doing the greatest business, but also not taking a backward journey to the promoters who were trying to screw him over. And it is very clear that Brody works a slower style than his average. Skandar Akbar out there with Zukov. I don't know that this lasts terribly long, but it lasts a little while, and meaning the alliance between the two. Brody does get his man tied up in the ropes, goes for a series of running kicks, and Brody doesn't really necessarily care about wins and losses. He's more concerned with the ability to dominate his adversary. High body slam from Brody. Brody also known for that running knee made famous by Harley Race and then executed by Brody, and he gains the victory. As we move into September of 1983, here in World Class, we'll be back with more right after this.